In this video, we are discuss about the construct Turing machine for a power 2n, b power n. Let us give the language. How many strings, possible strings are formed by based on this whether the n is greater than 1, which means which gives the string AABB, which means if you put 2, which means a power 4 and b square. In this way, you are getting the strings based on the n value. We can construct the Turing machine for the strings which can be accepted in the form of the a power 2n and b power n. Let us construct the Turing machine. Let us consider this is the example string which is in the form of the a power 2n and b power 2n. Here q0 is the initial state. For this we can replace a with x and b with y. The main functionality of the Turing machine is if we read 2a's and replace with x and read 1b and it is replaced with y, and come to back and read another 2a's and replace with x and move to the direction in right and replace the second b, which means you can these two are one pair, these two are one pair. First we need to make these two says are x and make the first b as y. Next we can make these two a's are x and make this second b as y. Whenever we read a, then it represented as x and its direction moves to right side. Next the state changes to q0 to q1. We can make this second a also x, which means a represented as x and its direction moves to the right. Next we will search for the first b value, so we will ignore these two a's. The state is q2. We will ignore these two a's by means putting a self loop a as a and its direction r. We ignore this a. The pointer is at here. First this a is ignored and move to right. Now the pointer is at here. This a also ignored and it moves to the right. Now the pointer is at here. Whenever we read the first b, it makes as a y and its direction come back to the left. We make this b as y and the direction is comes to the left. Now the pointer is at here. We make this b as y and direction, the state changes to q3 and the we are coming to the left. Now the pointer until we get these two a's are x and we are search for the second b. For this these two a's are ignored, which means self loop. We place simply self loop. A remains as a and its direction moves to the left. Now the pointer is at here. This a is replaced as a and moves to the left. Now the pointer is at here. This a also ignore same as a and it moves to the left. Now the pointer is at x. Whenever it reaches the x remains as x and the direction changes to the right. Now the pointer is at here and the state is changes to q0. In q0 this a becomes as x. This a make as x and it's go to q1 state and this is also make as x. Now the pointer is here and we go to the q2 state. Now the pointer is at here. We make this as x and move to the right side. Whenever in q2 state we ignore this y. So similarly we make for searching second b we ignore this intermediate terms. Then we ignore this y as y and move to the direction. Whenever we found the second b, then make this as y, make this as y, and the direction changes to left. Now the pointer is at here until we reaches the x. For this we ignore this y as y and the direction is left. Whenever it comes back to the leftward, this y is ignored, this y is replaced as y and its direction moves to the left. Now the pointer is at here. Whenever we reach x, x remains as x and the direction changes towards the right. The pointer is at here, but the state is at q0. There is no input for the y. For this we make, whenever we read y, this y represented as y and the direction is right and the state changes to q4, which means the pointer is at here, and we make a self loop. We make a self loop and we make a self loop q4. For this y is ignored, y remains y and the direction change towards the right, which means this y, the pointer is at this y is ignored and the pointer is at here. Whenever from this state we reaches the blank represented as blank and the direction towards the right, which is the q5 new state, this is the final state, and we put a self loop. For there are infinite number of the blanks present in input tape. This blank represented as blank and direction to the r. This is the Turing machine for a power 2n and b power 2n. Now what we made, for this 2a's we consider 1b, for this 2a's we consider another b. These 2a's are as 1, these 2a's are 2. For these 2a's are replaced with x, we just take 1b and replace with y. For these 2a's we consider only 1b and replace with y. This is the acceptance of the string from a power 2n to b power n. We write the transition functions based on the states q1, q2, q3, q4, q5, which is, this is the state q0. What input we are giving? A. If we give a, the state changes to q1 and a changes as x. In which direction? Right direction. Similarly, for all these inputs, for all these states, we write these transition functions.